welcome to my channel. My name is Yvonne. If you're new here, hello. If you're not, welcome back. So today, I got a lot to do today. Laundry, laundry, and laundry. Okay, I live in an apartment building and they were redoing the laundromat, put new washers and dryers in there, but they never hooked them up and finished. So I'm going to my mom's house to wash clothes for my son to help her in the yard. Backstory on my mom, she had a stroke in February and she obviously is not able to get around and do stuff in the yard. So my son's going to help her with that. I'm going to bring my dogs over there so they can play in the yard, and we're just going to kick it with her. Enjoy the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. 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 So that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to do something with these dishes. Make the dog something to eat. Make my daughter some milk because she's creeping over here. And make my son something. And there we go. So come on, boo.
Cut the music up. Whoa. Little louder. You had a lot of crooks trying to steal your heart. Never really had luck, couldn't ever figure out how to love. How to love. You had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you in the corner trying to put it together. How to love. How to love. For a second you were here, now you over there. It's hard not to stare. The way you moving your body like you never had a love. Never had a love. When you was just so young and your looks were so precious, but now you're grown up so fly, it's like a blessing. But you can't have a man look at you for 5 seconds without you being insecure. You never credit yourself, so when you got older, it seems like the game back 10 times over. Now you're sitting here in this damn corner, looking through all your thoughts and looking over your shoulder. See, you had a lot of crooks trying to steal your heart. Never really had luck, couldn't never figure out how to love.
I don't want nobody,
How to love.
next to me.
See, you had a lot of moments that didn't last forever. Now you in this corner trying to put it together. How to love. How to love.
So can I get
For a second you were here, now you over there. It's hard not to stare. The way you're moving your body like you never had a love. How to love.
Good morning, love. It is definitely the next day. It is Monday, April 15th. I couldn't even record yesterday. There was so much shit going on. By the time I got to my mom's house, yesterday I went to my mom's house, remember, to do laundry for my son to clean up. My son half-ass cleaned the yard, but we'll talk about that later. And by the time I got to my mom's house, the dog was acting crazy. My daughter actually did all right. Side note, my daughter is autistic. She is 5, just turned 5, March 31st, and she is nonverbal. So some days are cool, and some days she is just like a regular kid and just be messing with everything. Doing kid shit. So that was that. And then my mom just kept trying to walk without her walker. And I'm like, look, sis, I need you to sit down. Okay, I got the dogs, I got the kids, I'm trying to do laundry. I got Jeremiah acting like he forgot he got to do yard work. And you over here tiptoeing around the house without your walker. Sis, please sit your ass down. She said, well, you supposed to be watching me. Listen, she lived with my brother. Well, actually, my brother lived with her. And I was like, listen, just sit down. Just sit down, please. Just sit down. So, it was cool. It was cool, though. But when I came home, I just kicked it. Like, I didn't really do too much. I kicked it. I watched TV. And that was it. Just hung out with Mia. Let me tell you about myself. So, my name is Courtney Yvonne. But I always wanted to go by my middle name because I grew up in the suburbs. And I felt like Courtney was like the stereotypical black white girl name. And I was like, bitch, why the fuck would she name me Courtney? Like, out of all things. And for a while, I did not like my name. And when I was growing up, I really wanted to go by my middle name, Yvonne. Like, I wanted my nickname to be Bon Bon and everything. Like, I really wanted to go by Yvonne. I was like, when I turn 18, bitch, I'm going to change my name to Yvonne. Like, I was adamant. On social media, I was like, that would be cute to go by Yvonne. You feel me? And, you know, Bon Bon. Like, bitch, you an adult now. You can do what the fuck you want to do. So, I got Bruce after my dad died. My dad died of prostate cancer April 20th, 2003 at 4:40 in the morning. He was in hospice. He battled with cancer. Let's rephrase that. He did not battle with cancer. My dad did cancer like a G. Okay, my dad did cancer like a G. He let nothing phase him. I'm gonna pop some pictures up of him. But my dad was just the shit. Like, he really was. He really was the shit. Like, that nigga was the shit. And I miss him so much. Like, I miss him so much. I really do. And that was another reason why I started the channel, because, you know what I'm saying, to document my growth, to document going through these changes. And I really started taking it serious on TikTok when I got my cremation bracelets, you know, and that was my first real video. Like, not just like playing around doing the dances. Like, that was my first real video of being vulnerable, of putting myself out there. And ever since then, I just been, you know, documenting my growth, and I like it. I like it. I like to see, you know, how far I come. I like to see I'm able to push myself when I don't really want to be bothered. So that's what I was talking about. So I named my dog after my dad. I got the dog like a couple weeks after my dad had died. And I wanted a golden retriever because of the companionship and how sweet and kind that I was reading about. Like, they're such kind dogs. So I got Brucey. And I just love him. Like, and I pray to God, like, for him to have the dog embody my dad's spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just keep the good memories, keep the joy, keep it, because I didn't want to accept that my dad was gone. Like, obviously, I watched my dad take his last breaths. My dad had fell out the bed going to the bathroom, and my mom had found him on the floor, and she called me, but I didn't hear the phone ring. And then she ended up calling the ambulance. You know, took him to the house. And my brother had came and got me, and we went to the hospital. And like a couple minutes after that, I'm gonna say like a good maybe 20 minutes after that, he passed away. That was traumatic. Like, to watch my dad take his last fucking breath. I would have kept taking care of him. Like, when I say we was taking care of him, like, my aunt had flew in from Florida, and we was taking care of him, like, you know, washing his ass, feeding him, changing him, you know, like, we was doing it, you know. And I would have continued to do it. Like, I would have continued to do it. But I know that he was tired. I know he was tired. I know this don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but just give me a minute. Like, I know he was tired. I know he was, but I just wanted to hold on just a little bit longer. I just wanted to hold on just a little bit longer, and I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready, so I was like, Court, you know, you gotta document your growth, yo. You gotta document. This is this is scary. Like, I'm living life without my dad is what? Like, my dad was a dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad did my fucking hair. You know what I'm saying? My dad took me to ballet practice and showed up for recitals and went on field trips. And, you know what I'm saying? My dad drove a motorcycle, and you know, he was just like really into that biker world, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Like, when I would hear him coming down the street on his bike, it would make my heart rumble. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say me and my dad was locked in, like, we was locked in. Like, I talked to my dad about sex and boys and all that. Like, my dad took me to my first therapy session. Like, after my son was born, like, postpartum hit me hard. And that's when I found out that I was dealing with bipolar depression. And I really didn't know it. You feel me? Like, I wasn't able to do shit for my son for the first 3 years. Like, I was out of it. I was losing weight. I was smoking all crazy. I didn't want to be bothered. It just was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, when I say my dad was there, my dad, when I was a debutante. My dad went to the debutante ball. Like, I was a cheerleader in high school. I was captain. And my dad worked like 3 jobs, bitch. My dad worked as a water meter reader for the city. He worked at Walmart part-time, and he drove the charter buses on, like, you know, like on weekends and pickup shifts and shit. My dad had went to the city job. He went, I don't know if he went to Walmart and worked a couple hours, got off of work. I'll post a picture of that too. Got off of work, and I guess he might have had to stop by the bar, and he made it to senior night right before we walked on the field. Bitch, my dad was lit. My dad was so fucking lit, yo. When I show you this picture, my dad was so lit. But he made it. Like, my dad fucking made it. And when I had my son, you know what I'm saying, I ain't even really stressed about my baby dad not being there, because, bitch, I know my dad was there. We were still living with my parents at the time. Like, I just recently moved out in 2019. I just recently moved out. And my dad helped me raise my son. Like, my dad taught my son how to use the bathroom, how to tie his shoes, how to ride his bike. He went to baseball practice. My dad was the coach of my son's fucking team. Like, my dad went back to school. Like, when I couldn't make it and I was at work, my dad took off of work to go to field trips with my son. Like, bitch, my dad was that fucking nigga, yo. Like, yo. Yo, he was that nigga. So living life without him has been hard. Like, I failed school. Like, he died, like I said, in April. I was still in school. I was going to school for psychology. I wanted to help other autistic families. I wanted to be an ABA specialist. And I wanted to help other autistic families. And after he died, I still had finals and shit. Like, I still had a paper due, all types of stuff. Bitch, I was a rat. It was a rat. So I was like, all right, bitch, next semester, I'm a try it again. I tried it again that following semester. I couldn't do it. I failed. I got behind. I tried to catch up. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. You feel me? And then that went into a cycle, and I just felt like more of a failure. And it just was like, it was wild. Like, you feel me? And then I definitely just froze. I can edit that out. So I was like, you know, where, you know, it's going to be all right. That's when I really started, like, digging deep with God. And I was like, listen, God, You know, I really don't get with my mom like that. That's a whole nother episode. I really don't get with my mom like that. I said episode. I meant video. Shit, it could be an episode because my life is a fucking show, child. It could, I was like, listen, God, I really don't get down with my mom like that. And you know that. And I was like, so you all I got. You know what I'm saying? So I really started to dig deep, like, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, like, my faith it wasn't as good as it could have been. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't trust in God at that time. Because first of all, I was mad at God. I was heated with God. Like, bitch, you took my dad. Like, I prayed to you and I prayed to you and I prayed to you to heal him and let me keep him. And you took him from me. Like, I was so mad with God for the longest. And then I was like, you know what? I was being selfish. And it was his time. And I feel like through this, you know, God is still keeping me. Yeah, I've had depressive slopes, but it hasn't been as bad. You know, my therapist is a godsend. Like, when I say she has been helping me through this situation, I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't really in therapy, for real, for real. Like, during this time, I never took therapy so serious. Of course, I took it serious before, but I'm talking about, like, during this time right now, therapy was, like, really keeping me together with journaling. And that's why I made my mental health ebook, because I was like, listen, if I'm going through all this just as a regular person, you know what I'm saying, just as a person, not even a mom, just as a girl who lost her dad, if I'm grieving, period, then I still got to be a mom to a preteen. Then I still got to be a mom to an autistic toddler. My mental health was shot. And I was like, if I know my mental health shot, I can imagine what other moms are going through that are raising autistic children. So that's why I created the ebook. To be able to let them know that, and I'm making another ebook as well, but to let them know that, like, listen, I see you. I see you. I feel you, you know, and this is a tool that you could use on those days where you don't feel your best. You know what I'm saying? Because raising an autistic child is not, raising a child, period, is not easy. But raising a child with special needs or a disability is very challenging. But it can also be very joyous, just like raising any kid can be very joyous. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for it all. You know, I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm blessed enough to be able to be conscious of my mental state, to be able to improve it, to take care of my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I was going to therapy, that was one level, and I was able to manage with what I was going on. But when I had her and I realized what was going on, that was another level. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad. I felt like, because I was reading that, you know, when the mom suffers from any type of mental illness, bipolar, anxiety, or whatever, that may be able to cause autism or something like that. And, you know, I started blaming myself. It was just a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, but I made this channel to be able to show, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the shit. Like, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a regular girl. But I got big dreams. And I wanted to share it with you. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to share it with you. So, that is me. In a nutshell, that is me. Today is beautiful outside. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I definitely need to clean up. I'll probably take my daughter and we'll sit outside with the dogs on, like, the little bench right here in front of the door. You know what I'm saying? Something simple. And just enjoy the day. You feel me? Enjoy the day that he has made. And we gonna what? Rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. Amen. So, yes, like, that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. This was just, you know, really allowing you to get to know me. I was supposed to record this yesterday, but like I said, I didn't get around to it. But I just really wanted you to get to know me. So when you come back to my channel, you know what I'm saying, you know what to expect. You know, I may just journal and cry some days. You know what I'm saying? I may just, you know, talk to you how I'm talking to you now. I may kick it with the dogs and the baby. We may be outside in the grass or some shit. You know, we may meditate one day together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may be cleaning. Like, this is really like I'm really kicking it with y'all on a regular level. You know, this point in my life, I'm not even gonna say the roughest, like, but this point in my life, I have learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll talk more later, but I learned a lot in these past couple years, that it don't really matter what you got. It matters who you are, because material shit is just that, material shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you are appreciative and grateful of what you already have, yo, you got more than what a person has with $1 million. Like, I promise you. And when you get more, it would just be that. You know, it would just be more. Yeah, I mean, like, you still gonna be the same person. If you thorough and you authentic, it don't matter how much shit you got. Like, you still gonna be a bomb ass person. You feel me? Like, you could be stripped of everything and you would still be a bomb ass beautiful person. You feel me? So that's what I just want to show you, the raw me. You feel me? And let's grow together. You know, let's grow together. Let's teach each other. Let's learn from one another. Let's love on one another. Let's embrace one another. You feel me? Like, let's really build a community. Like, let's really do this shit. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself for really doing and finishing this video. Like, I had so much anxiety about it, and I was like, Court, just kick it. Like, just talk to how you be talking on TikTok. Because I done got real comfortable on TikTok. I ain't gonna hold you. I done got really comfortable on TikTok. But talking to you is like meeting a new therapist. You feel me? Like, that's in my perspective. It was like I was overthinking it. I don't really like meeting new people. Sometimes it's hard for me. Like, so, but I'm proud of myself. And I thank you, boo, for listening. I thank you for making it to the end of this video. And I'll see you later.
Cut the music up.
Whoa.
Let it out.